Welcome back, everyone, to Einstein's Eyes. I'm your co-host, Carl Rosen, oculoplastics, former neuro-ophthalmologist in Anchorage, Alaska for 3 decades now. I'm with my friend, co-host, and former co-resident at Albert Einstein College of Medicine and the ophthalmology residency program, Jon.
Hi, I'm Jon Ditkoff. I'm an ophthalmologist in northern New Jersey, specializing in cornea. Been in practice for over 30 years. And as Carl mentioned, we trained together at Albert Einstein, hence the name of our podcast is Einstein's Eyes. Glad you're in.
Today, we're going to talk about Joe Rogan's claim that red light fixed his presbyopia. The presbyopia is very stubborn, extremely stubborn. So when a claim sounds, I sat in a red light bed or I wore a red light mask and all of a sudden I could ditch my readers, that's worth slowing down and asking what exactly improved and what would have to change in the eye for that to be a real valid statement. So we're going to talk about that today on Einstein's Eyes.
Before we get into that, Carl, I think we both are big Joe Rogan fans. And, we love Joe. We love that he brings everything to the forefront, a lot of thoughtful things. But we thought as ophthalmologists, we should maybe clarify a little bit of what he's saying. And, that's why we're on.
And look, Joe, he's a brother in jiu-jitsu. I'm a former jiu-jitsu black belt. I don't really do much anymore, but when I was younger, and Joe is still active, so congratulations to him. But let's look back at what we're talking about. So presbyopia is age-related loss of near focusing. The lens in the eye, which becomes a cataract, and what you remove during cataract surgery stiffens over time. And the focusing system just can't change shape like it used to when you're a kid. So near tasks, reading a book, reading a menu, reading labels on food items, it starts to get more difficult. You got to push it away.
And we have a video on this. We have a video titled "Why Am I Losing My Near Vision?" So you guys can definitely watch that.
Right, and it's all about focusing ability and the inability of the lens to focus because it just gets stiffer and harder. So here's the key. Presbyopia is mostly lens and focusing problem, not a retina problem. So any therapy would have to restore focusing ability, cheat optics like a pinhole, and the pinhole is that those little devices that you go to an optometrist and ophthalmologist, and they make your vision as good as it can possibly be with the best glasses that you could possibly get. Or it would improve comfort and contrast so you feel like your vision is better. What was actually said in the Rogan clip? So they talked about red light bed and keeping the eyes open and basically staring at red lights he claimed that caused his vision to get a little better.
You mentioned the specific wavelength, which, that is based on the study, but that's not, sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Yeah. A little better is interesting because presbyopia can fluctuate, when you're rested or you're more energized, your presbyopia can be less. Yeah. If you have dry eye, it depends on pupil size. If it's dark, it's more difficult. So there's a bunch of variables in there. The serious scientific term is photobiomodulation, using specific wavelengths, often red to infrared, to influence cellular energy systems. And this is the mitochondria. This is where the mitochondria comes into play, what the infrared or red light therapy assists. Because there are studies that show if you have a brief 670 nanometer exposure, you can improve certain measures like color contrast sensitivity in older adults, retinal performance enhancement. And there's an article that came out on February 1st, 2022. It's on the American Academy of Ophthalmology website, which is our parent association that Jon and I are members of. And I have been we've been for 30 years. We're board certified from the American Academy of Ophthalmology. I'm going to read a little excerpt from this. So over the past decade, neuroscience research has revealed that slowly progressing vision deficits can occur in otherwise normal eyes because of age-related declines in the number and functionality of photoreceptor mitochondria. In a recent study, researchers found that this phenomenon can be temporarily reversed by a single 3-minute exposure to deep red 670 nanometer light. The retina has more mitochondria than any other part of the body, and they have a distinct optical characteristics. The study lead was Glenn Jeffrey, PhD at University College London, in their Institute of Ophthalmology. He said short wavelengths, deep blues, reduce the amount of energy that mitochondria produce, but long wavelengths, like deep red, that were used in this study, improve mitochondrial function. Now, this was temporary and it disappeared.
And the cool thing is, I mean, Joe Rogan, I mean, he's very knowledgeable. He must have known about the article and he brought it to the forefront. But we're here to kind of say, yeah, that might be exciting and that's cool. But how many people were in the study? 24 people over a very short duration. That's not an earth-shattering study. That's not a study that you want to change your life for.
Here's the device that they used, 670 nanometer red light device that they used for short term, indicating it did help improve mitochondrial function and short-term presbyopia. Red light therapy can help the retina. Can that translate to better reading vision? And since presbyopia is mainly loss of accommodation, your focusing ability, red light studies show benefits are generally measuring things like contrast sensitivity or low light function. Again, retina function. What we're saying is that even if the retina is happier, the lens still is not bending. It's still not affecting the lens. You're affecting the retina with the red light therapy, not the lens.
And that's exciting because, I mean, you never know what kind of studies are going to come out on macular degeneration, other retinal issues. I think, though, you have to consider the fact that this is a very small study. We have to wait. And then you have to consider the negatives of this. I mean, just if you look at the Cleveland Clinic and other respected organizations, they tell you very specifically when you're doing red light therapy for other conditions, skin conditions, other that have been really shown to really have huge benefits, you need to protect your eyes. So that's why, you know, we're on here. We love Joe Rogan, but on the other hand, making a statement like that where potentially millions of people that love him and watch a show are all of a sudden going to start blasting their eyes with red light therapy. We're emphasizing caution. We're not saying
Right.
it doesn't make sense. We're not saying he's wrong. We're just saying wait for further studies. And you also have to consider the negatives.
Right. And there was a case study where it showed a kid damage his retina from red light
Oh,
therapy
yeah.
because he looked at it for a fairly long period of time. So why might people or some people feel better after red light therapy? So it could be the pinhole effect that as we talked about, pupil size. You know, bright light can constrict the pupil. And when a pupil is smaller, you get something called a greater depth of field, and your near vision can seem sharper. And that's the same reason why people squint. You know, they do this.
Keep in mind, Carl, we've had two videos that we talked about, Viz and the other medication, which makes the pupil small. That's how it increases people's near vision.
Right,
Exactly
right,
what you're discussing. That has already
right,
been studied for years and it does work, but that's a different way to do it. And it's already been FDA approved.
right, right. And look, if your eyes are dry, if you suffer from dry eye or Sjogren's disease that causes dry eye, your vision fluctuates. It's a known
Yeah.
issue with the surface of the eye. So if you have better humidity, if you blink more, if you're putting tears in and your surface is moist, you're gonna seem like your presbyopia is less. There's also contrast. If you're suddenly paying attention to lighting and your visual habits, you might just set yourself up to see better via the placebo effect. And again, we're not criticizing, you know, Joe Rogan. He's a wonderful resource for many topics. We say use caution. The practical bottom line is that real options are still reading glasses, contacts for monovision or multifocal intraocular lenses. There are surgical options for presbyopia, and there are drops, again, the pinhole or miotic drops that John just mentioned that cause the pupil to get smaller. Vuidity, pilocarpine, FDA
Yes.
approved options like
Viz,
lighting.
yeah, Viz, and I mean, those are the three options that you
Right, right,
mentioned.
right. Should I try red light therapy for presbyopia? There's no strong evidence that it reverses lens stiffening. Could it make vision worse or could it make
Maybe.
vision better? It's possible through, you know, there are pupil contrast, dry eye effects. If you're asking, is it risk-free to stare into red lights? I would say no, absolutely not, especially with unknown devices Retinal injury has been reported, as I mentioned, with repeated red light laser exposure. And if you're curious, do some thorough, legitimate clinical research, professional guidance, but don't freestyle it at home. Hats off to Joe Rogan. Again, we're fans, but we would just say be cautious. And John, would you add anything to that?
Yeah, no, I think you gave a great summary. I think the key thing right now is if Joe Rogan had an experience, maybe for all we know, we'll find out it does actually improve presbyopia and it does stimulate the lens. That's wonderful. But one person's experience based on a study of 24 people, this is kind of things that we discuss on our channel, but we always say that doesn't mean you should do it tomorrow. It means it's exciting and we should all be looking forward to the future, and maybe there'll be some great literature coming out on this, but we need to wait.
Very good. Okay. Thanks for being here, folks. We will see you on the next one. John, always good to see you.